Every mini pig does this one thing. She waits until someone sits down, watches for a moment, sometimes 2 seconds, sometimes 10, and then walks over and climbs onto the lap. Not fast, not desperate, deliberate. Like she had been planning it since breakfast. Most owners smile, pet her, maybe grab a phone for a photo, but almost nobody stops to ask the real question. What is she actually doing? Because she is not sitting there for warmth. She is not being cute. She is saying something very specific. And once that message becomes clear, that moment never looks the same way again. And that is exactly what this video is going to break down. My name is Bob. I live with more pigs than I probably should. And after years of watching them do this, every evening, same ritual, different meaning each time, here is what is actually going on. Pigs are one of the most tactile animals on the planet. Their skin has roughly the same density of nerve endings as human fingertips. They feel everything. Temperature, pressure, texture, vibration. When a pig makes physical contact, it is not casual and it is not random. It is a decision. Each type of touch carries a different meaning, and there are more types than most people realize. The problem is that owners tend to read pig touch through human logic. A nudge is a nudge, a lean is a lean, a climb is a climb. But in the pig world, every contact has a specific purpose. And pigs fully expect the other side to understand what is being said. The lap climb is the one that confuses people the most. It looks simple enough. Pig climbs up, sits there, seems content. But what is happening underneath that calm exterior is more layered than it appears. A pig climbing onto a person is doing 3 things simultaneously. First, she is claiming that person as part of her social group. Second, she is reading their emotional state, body heat, heartbeat, breathing pattern. All of it registers. Third, she is signaling to every other animal in the room that this particular human belongs to her. It is not affection the way humans typically think of affection. It is deeper than that. It is social architecture. A pig arranging her world the way she wants it. Here is a detail that took a long time to notice. The direction matters. A pig that climbs up and faces away, spine pressed against the stomach, eyes scanning the room, is in protection mode. She has decided the person behind her can be trusted to guard the rear. She takes the front. That is a division of labor, and it means she considers the human a reliable member of her group. Now, a pig that climbs up and faces toward the person, snout forward, eyes locked on, that is something else entirely. That is a check-in. She is reading muscle tension, breathing depth, scent. Pigs can detect cortisol through skin contact. She is not guessing how someone feels. She is measuring it. Through chemistry. Now the nudge. This is the one that gets misread more than any other signal. A pig nudge is not the same thing as a dog nudge. Dogs nudge for attention. They want a reaction, a pet, a play session. Pigs nudge for information. When a pig presses her snout against a hand, a knee, a foot, she is gathering data. What was eaten recently? Where that person has been? Whether the body is calm or carrying stress. Each nudge lasts roughly 1 to 3 seconds, and the duration matters. A single short nudge followed by a casual walk away means she got what she needed. Done. But repeated nudging, especially with a slight vocalization, that means something is off. She is confused by the reading, or she is actively trying to shift the emotional state of the person she is touching. Plenty of owners notice their pig nudges more on stressful days. That is not a coincidence. That is a pig doing her version of asking, "Are you okay?" without making a big deal out of it. But that is only half the story. Because nudging changes based on the relationship. A pig that has lived with someone for a month nudges differently than a pig that has been there for 3 years. Early nudging tends to be fast and frequent. She is still building a profile, still figuring out what this person's baseline feels like. Older nudging becomes slower, more deliberate, sometimes a single press held for 5 or 6 seconds. That longer hold means she already knows the baseline and something has shifted. She is not gathering new data. She is checking a reading she did not expect. The lean is different from all of these. The lean is the quiet one. Most people do not even register it as communication. It looks like the pig is resting, or standing a little too close, or being lazy against a leg. But when a pig stands beside someone and slowly shifts her weight so that her body presses against the leg, That is not gravity, and it is not an accident. That is the pig equivalent of reaching over and holding someone's hand without saying a word. The lean says one thing: I am here and I am choosing to be here. It requires nothing in return. She is not asking for food. She is not initiating play. She is not looking for a response. She is choosing proximity for its own sake. And in some ways, it is the most powerful signal a pig can send because it is the most selfless one. The thing is, there is one more signal that goes even deeper than the lean. And most owners walk past it every single evening without realizing what they are seeing. A pig lies down beside someone, slowly rolls onto her side. The belly comes up, fully exposed. And then one leg extends outward until it makes physical contact with the nearest person. That is full surrender. In the pig world, the belly is the most vulnerable area on the body. Predators attack from below. A pig voluntarily exposing her belly is already a significant act of trust. But the extended leg, that one detail changes the entire picture. She does not want to be vulnerable alone. She wants physical contact during her most defenseless moment. That is not a stretch. That is not comfort. That is a statement. I trust this person with everything. Not figuratively, the actual real thing. It took roughly 2 years of living with the whole crew before that signal became obvious. 2 full years of seeing it every evening and assuming she was stretching after a long day. Here's the part that surprises people the most. Some pigs stop climbing. One evening, the routine changes. The pig that used to climb onto the lap every single night, she stops. Most owners immediately worry. Something is wrong. She is sick. She does not feel safe anymore. The bond is weakening, but in the majority of cases, the opposite is true. A pig that stops climbing and starts leaning or moves to the belly leg position has graduated. She transitioned from active reassurance to passive trust. Climbing is a pig confirming, is this still safe? Leaning is a pig knowing it already is. That is not a step backward, it is a promotion. And it is one of the most misunderstood transitions in pig behavior because it looks like a loss, and it is the opposite. Here is what nobody tells you about living with these animals long enough. The grumpy one, my oldest, the one who acts like every room in the house was built specifically for her, she stopped climbing roughly a year ago. Now she walks over, drops her full weight against the nearest leg, and that is it. No climbing, no nudging, no ceremony. A full body lean and a grunt that sounds vaguely like a complaint about the temperature. First time it happened, there was a genuine moment of worry. Something is wrong. She does not like the setup anymore. Then one evening she did the full belly roll, the side drop, the extended leg, the eyes barely open. And it clicked. She was not pulling away. She was past the point of needing to prove anything. That is a different kind of closeness, a quieter one. And honestly, that is the kind of thing that only makes sense after years with them. My grocery bill remembers every single one of those years, by the way. So here is something worth paying attention to. Tonight, when the couch gets warm and the pig walks over, watch the approach. Does she come in a straight line or arc to the side? Does she pause before making contact or go immediately? Does she vocalize or stay completely silent? Each one of those micro decisions is a sentence in a language she has been speaking since the day she was born. Most of us never learned to listen, but now a few of those sentences make sense. And trust me on this one, once pig touch starts clicking into place, the realization hits that she has been having entire conversations every single evening. Every nudge, every lean, every climb. None of it was random. The whole crew has been talking. We were the ones who were not paying attention. Next video is about the other side of this, the signs pigs use to show love that have nothing to do with touch. Behavior that most owners dismiss as habit, or routine, or coincidence. It took roughly 2 years before those signals became visible, and there are at least 10 of them. Some are going to be genuinely surprising.